Hey everybody, it's Tracy. I am on an emergency tea time tonight because we got some really vital information that I know all of us ex paparazzi and recovering paparazzi consultants have been waiting for. Tamara Rubin, the lead safe mama, has done some XRF testing on some Starlet Shimmer jewelry from paparazzi, and she has published her results tonight. So I want you all to know that I have pinned in the description her website. It is tamararubin.com, TAMARARUBIN.com. She has a post dated today, February 16th, and she's mentioned in her Reddit link that she is going to be adding results throughout the day because she was sent over 30 pieces of paparazzi jewelry, and she is testing them all with her XRF instrument, and that is X-ray fluorescence. And she has in her article a description about the XRF gun, and also a really interesting link to an article from a law firm that shows what the new 2020 safe harbor limits are for costume jewelry under Prop 65. So there are safe harbor limits for adult jewelry, and I'm going to read those off to you. And there are safe harbor limits for kids jewelry. And the reason that this is important is because the first piece that she published her results on tonight is a piece of is a set of Starlet Shimmer earrings. So it's a piece of the kids jewelry line, the former kids jewelry line, Starlet Shimmer. So in this article, it's from a law firm in California. I'm trying to find where she mentioned it. So I'm sorry if I'm a little scattered, but I wanted to make sure you got this information sooner rather than later. So it's not a very scripted tea time tonight, but it is an important one. So the law firm in California, she's linked in her website where you can go and see what the nickel and lead results are. So as of June 1st, 2020, electroplated metal can have less than 500 parts per million, unplated metal less than 5,000 parts per million, and dye or surface coating, which is paint, less than 500 parts per million. And jewelry cannot contain any material that contains over 500 parts per million or more lead by weight. So 500 parts per million seems to be the magical number for adult jewelry. Lead and cadmium for kids jewelry. Okay, this is a big deal. Lead, no more than 100 parts per million by weight for all jewelry components, excluding inaccessible component parts, which would be parts that no one could touch, and a surface coating that contains no more than 90 parts per million lead. 90 parts per million lead, okay? So 100 parts per million lead for the components, 90 parts per million on the surface. Cadmium, no more than 300 parts per million cadmium by weight for all jewelry components. Surface coating, no more than 75 parts per million soluble cadmium by weight. So this is listed on her website. I'm going to turn this around so you can see if you want to screenshot exactly what I'm talking about. Shoot, of course my Face ID goes off my giant iPad when I'm trying to show y'all something. So tamararubin.com, this is today. Here is her site, and here are the limits that I just read off to you all, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you, this is the pair of earrings that she did the XRF testing on. She said it was 30 seconds with her XRF instrument. Now, I want to read to you what these results are. And you all don't have to take notes or screenshots because you can go right to this website and you can see for yourself. And she's going to, again, be adding more information as she goes. So, here we go. The lead level for these flower earrings came in at 119,900 parts per million. 119,900 parts per million. She said, given my knowledge of the issue and experience testing consumer goods, I know that the lead is likely a primary component of the enamel coating on the surface, and the shiny silver colored background is likely the source of cadmium found in this reading, which registered at about 143,000 parts per million. Okay? Cadmium, 143,000 parts per million. You guys, this is impossibly high, right? You think? She said it's possible and likely that the lead level of the enamel might actually be much higher when it's scraped off and tested on its own without the cadmium backing being a consideration in the testing. And it is likely and expected that the back of these flowers will have a much higher cadmium reading when the lead of the enamel is not part of the equation, meaning that she expects it to be even higher when dissolution testing is done. So everybody who wants to raise some questions about why Starlet Shimmer is suddenly no longer offered by Paparazzi, they said it's because they don't have room on the boat. Here we go. For any of you who are just wondering if I read the numbers correctly, you can go check my source, of course, but there is the reading for those earrings. There's the reading. The article that she referenced from the law firm also states that Paparazzi is required to keep their testing on record and to provide it when requested. So far, we as consumers have requested it and we haven't gotten any response from them. But what needs to happen next, I hope, based on these test results, is that the state of California Prop 65 Enforcement Board asks them for it. So we can find this document. Whoever is asking, it is TamaraRubin.com. She is Lead Safe Mama. You can Google Lead Safe Mama. You can go to TamaraRubin.com. Her website is referenced specifically in the description to this tea time. Digestive test results will be the next step for this, and the digestive test results are what when Tammy had her first set of jewelry done, and then when Carly Copeland had her second round of jewelry done, the labs there did digestive testing, meaning that they dissolved the jewelry in, I guess, some kind of an acid substance. I'm not exactly specific on what it was dissolved in, but it was dissolved and then it was tested in a liquid form, I guess, at its most base to test the metals. So that would be the next step for this. But it is shockingly high. Shockingly high. This is the proof that we have all been waiting for to go to the law firms that we have been talking to about taking action. So if you are interested in doing your own personal case against them, or if you are interested in the class actions that we're all trying to organize, this information is a big deal. So I'm not sure if anybody has any questions or wants to have a discussion. I know this is not a very scripted tea time and it's not about a huge amount of information, but this is earth shattering. And this is the information we've all been waiting for. And Miss Tamara Rubin is going to be posting more results, she said, throughout the day, probably into tomorrow. She is on the West Coast, so it's a lot earlier for her there than it is here. I am going to join her live in her Reddit room on Sunday. She has a Reddit question and answer live chat, and I'm joining her there on Sunday. She actually invited me to participate in that before this even came up because she wanted to give Paparazzi consultants an opportunity to talk about what we're doing, the advocacy that we're working on, the steps that we're taking to try to get information in front of legislators and lawmakers and attorneys, just anybody who we can really get it in front of. And we've got committees being organized of folks that are going to handle that in different areas, but this is a really big deal. 143,000 parts per million when 500 is the allowable top limit for adults and 100 is the allowable top limit for children. Y'all, shocking. Miss Stephanie Amador, you're saying you just hopped on. What you missed is Miss Tamara Rubin, Lead Safe Mama. I have an article pinned in the description that she just released some information today that she did testing on the Starlet Shimmer jewelry. And the Starlet Shimmer jewelry came back very, very, very high for lead and cadmium. Those are two components which are overseen under Proposition 65 in California, meaning there's some safe harbor limits, but these far exceed those safe harbor limits, and everything is explained there in the article. Are we able to get the actual results that we can take to the bank? So the Buttercup 23, this is Tamara Rubin's article. She has the XRF testing results, and I will be happy to ask her that on Sunday, or you can reach out to her directly. She does respond to emails. to see if she would be able to provide you with the readings. I'm not sure how she records those, whether she does it through taking a photo of them or just records them on her machinery. But the very next step would be the digestive testing to have these pieces of jewelry given the digestive treatment at a lab where they would give very, very specific test results. And I do know that at least one person in Crack the Crown, Ashley Miller, has jewelry that is children's jewelry out at a lab. I also have some jewelry out at a lab, and the results are pending. But the problem with those test results is that they're actually pending for a potential lawsuit, and the attorney who is handling that lawsuit may not be able to make them public. So even though we are not as a group doing fundraising to do testing, Ashley Miller has reached out and done the testing on her own. So when the test results come in, hopefully she'll be willing to share those. And you guys, this is even worse than I ever worried that it would be. So if you're saying your daughter wore those earrings all the time, take them away from her and dispose of them. Or maybe not dispose of them if you're thinking about legal action. Put them somewhere sealed away in either a Tupperware bowl or a bin with a lid or something that doesn't allow your skin or her skin to come into contact with it, and save it. This is negligent behavior, negligent corporate behavior. How do we join the class action lawsuit? So there aren't any pending yet. We're still seeking counsel to initiate a class action lawsuit. And sometimes those are done at a state level where an entire class of people in one state files their own action. Sometimes they can be at a federal level. And if anyone is interested in joining the team of people who are doing research on trying to find the right avenue for legal action, you're welcome to volunteer on the forum that's on the Crack the Crown page. So we have a Facebook group, Recovering Paparazzi Consultants Crack the Crown. That is where we have the ongoing kind of sign up list for people to join in the efforts to try to get legislation / legal action taken. So I would love it if anybody who's interested in joining that group would join, because y'all, we've got a couple people, but there's a lot of lawyers in America, as you can imagine. Yeah. Hello. I know that this is a much more serious topic than most because it deals with children's issues, and I do not want to make light of the fact that your first priority should be getting that away from your kids. But this is a huge step for anybody who's trying to hold paparazzi jewelry accountable for their corporate negligence as well. Because as the importer of those products and the distributor of those products, they are supposed to be looking out for the safety of those products. And clearly, based on this testing, they have not. Now, is this one piece out of the thousands that they have imported? Yes, it is. And are we going to do more? Of course we are. But this just shows me that all of us who were worried about it had a reason to be worried, right? A reason to be worried. So I don't know if there's any questions. I'll scroll through and try to answer them. So you're furious. Stephanie Scarborough said she's furious. Kids' jewelry. Yeah, it's gross. It's so gross. It's so upsetting. And you guys, it wasn't just children that bought the children's jewelry. At least for me, I sold a lot of earrings to adults because they are very reasonably priced. Like I had one customer who was a nurse, and she bought the Starlet Shimmer earrings because she worked in a cancer ward, and she took them in to cheer up her patients who were there for chemo. So here she is taking toxic jewelry into women who are already immunocompromised and suffering from disease. And it's just, these are the kind of stories where we've all been taken so advantage of that your heart just hurts. None of us knew. We assumed, and rightfully so, that this company was putting out the product they advertised, nickel and lead free jewelry. Now we're finding out that it was not only not nickel and lead free, it's not even within the safe harbor limits of the minimal trace amounts that they're claiming they're allowed to have under Proposition 65 in the safety laws of the United States of America. I think 119,900 parts per million is a lot higher than 500 parts per million, but I'm not a mathlete, so correct me if I'm wrong. Does anyone know a proper way of disposing of this jewelry? So Bonnie, I want to caution you, if you do want to take legal action, you may have to preserve some of it for evidence, right? I just want everybody to understand that going out and throwing it all away is not the world's best idea if you're going to seek legal action. But if you were somebody who just isn't interested in pursuing that avenue of it, we're actually calling our local waste disposal centers and asking them what you do with stuff that's high in heavy metals, and they treat it like they would treat batteries, right? And they're just refrigerant. There are some things that you have to take special precautions with when you're disposing of it, because you don't want to just throw it in the garbage and have it thrown in a landfill and have it seep into the soil, because heavy metals are actually one of the leading causes of like soil degradation, and people are growing our food in that stuff. So if we're getting it, we're getting it out of our house and then we're throwing it in the trash. It goes into a landfill, seeps into the groundwater, and is used to water the food that we're eating. We're actually just giving it right back to ourselves again in a different form. So we don't want to do that. So I am suggesting that you call your local waste management division, like whoever picks up your trash, and tell them you've got stuff that has heavy metals and you're not sure what to do with it. And hopefully they can tell you how to dispose of it. Somebody told me about taking it to like a recycling center because they smelt stuff like that. I feel like if they know how to melt down items for recycling metals, they probably know how to deal with this too. But people in different areas of the country have different stuff, right? If you have the jewelry but don't want to hang on to it, there's any attorney who's collecting it for lawsuits. So I'm not sure yet, because we haven't gotten that far, who's collecting what. But I feel like we probably only need samples. So what I did when I was getting stuff together for the attorney that is having the stuff that we sent and analyzed is I sent a piece of all the different kinds of metals, and some kids' jewelry. I sent in kids' bracelets, kids' rings, and kids' earrings. And I sent in different pieces of gunmetal, silver, gold, copper, rose gold, and brass. And then some of the different substances. Like they have stuff that looks like natural stone. They've got stuff that's paste and clearly is, glass or plastic. I sent in a sample of just about everything because we were limited to like 20 pieces. So if you can just keep a kind of a sampling, I think that would be a good idea if you want to put the rest of it away somewhere and just keep a sampling of it. You also now have a heart condition. I always wore that Blockbuster silver piece. I got it all out of my house and put it in the shed for now, but I'm afraid it's in my entire house. And Aaron, we have in Kentucky a gentleman who does home lead inspections where they come and they take a sample of the dust on your floors, the dust in your carpets, the dust in your duct systems, and they test it all for lead exposure. So there is in every state home lead safety testing, and they can also test for other heavy metals. I've got the name of the guy in Kentucky. His name's Steven. I'm considering having him come and test it here, but you know what? I had an appointment for him to come next week, but our basement, actually our whole house flooded. So now stuff is wet, and I'm not sure if the water mitigation is going to mess with it. So I'm not sure that I'm going to go ahead and have him come still, because we pretty much have water in most of the rooms where we used to have jewelry. The only thing that might be okay is the duct systems, that he could still test the ducts. But yeah, it's been a nutso week here. A nutso week. I'm sure this I need all this. I was never going to solve it. I had paparazzi jewelry that I need to get rid of. What made you decide to check it and see if it was lead and nickel free? So my daughter, Caroline, is sensitive to nickel. She's never gotten diagnosed with an allergy, so I was kind of cautioned to stop saying she's allergic to nickel. She has the same reaction to nickel that people with a nickel allergy have, but she has not been diagnosed with that from a dermatologist. But she gets contact dermatitis from coming into contact with nickel. So she would get red, itchy, raised bumps on her wrist from wearing this bracelet that was her favorite bracelet. So we just thought maybe she was irritated from it being hot or being sweaty or something. So I guess we just kind of put the stuff that irritated her to the side and didn't think about it. But when we started the Recovering Paparazzi Consultants group, people started sending us stories of how they would have customers that would wear a necklace and they'd have this huge irritation on their neck, that their fingers would blister. And we thought, yeah, that doesn't seem good. And Lead Safe Mama, Tamara Rubin, she had posted an article that was not like widely distributed in paparazzi circles? Of course not. Where she had tested some pieces of paparazzi jewelry and found them to be really heavy, like cadmium and nickel. And if you go to TamaraRubin.com and search paparazzi, you can see all of her historic articles about everything that she's tested. And she's tested quite a few pieces. And it said that it was high in this stuff. And we thought, you know what? We need to get it tested. So it was just prompted by people getting together and sharing their stories, which was the whole point of the Recovering Paparazzi Consultants group, just to get together and share your stories of whether, you know, you had a good, bad, otherwise experience with paparazzi, but you're an ex-consultant and you want to talk about it. So that is why, based on everybody's reactions and their stories of customer problems, that we thought, yeah, there's got to be something going on here. Thank you so much. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, sure. Very, very welcome. If anyone needs any Georgia sample, you have a box of unopened jewelry in a bin in my basement. Very cool, Shelly Bradley. Very cool. When did you say you will be live with Let's Safe Mama? I will be live with her on Sunday. Let me check what the time is. I think that it's 4 p.m. Pacific. I'll be able to post it. I'll be able to post it on my timeline, and I'll be able to post it in Crack the Crown. I'd have to, let me see if I have it in my message from her. Sorry, y'all. I tried to get her to come on live tonight, but she's actually busy with her own family, of course, which is, you know, as it should be. I want to say it's 4 p.m. Pacific time, so that's going to be 1 p.m. Eastern. But I will be more sure of that and post it again later. Yeah. Let's see. You're getting your blooded urine tested, Aaron. That's great. Let's see. You are so welcome. This is for all of us. Yeah, this is amazing information. And Tamara did not mention which person sent her the pieces for testing. So if you are the person that sent this stuff in for testing with Tamara, thank you so much. And she is going to continue to post her results on the paparazzi specific jewelry in that article. She's going to keep updating it as it goes. Yeah. You guys, it's nuts. Let's see, was there any latex in the children's jewelry? I don't believe she tested for latex, but the stretchy bands used in the children's jewelry look exactly like the stretchy bands used, the stretchy material used in the adult jewelry, and they did disclose that quote unquote could have latex. So I would just assume that it did until someone proved me otherwise. I would make the assumption, because they disclosed about latex, that there is latex in it. So did the kids' bracelet have these toxic substances as well? So far what she has released are earrings, and they're metallic earrings that are painted. Let me show you guys again what the picture of them is. It is this little piece of flower that were pink enamel painted. Y'all, I'm a mess. Look at me dropping my iPad cover trying to get to this photo. Pink enamel painted flower post earrings. I don't know if you can see that. I hope the glare's not too high. That is the piece that she has posted tonight so far. She is supposed to be, according to her Reddit, I don't know what you call a Reddit discussion, her Reddit stream, she's supposed to be posted more up later tonight. Yeah. Let's see. You want to join the group, but you're scared to use your actual profile. Well, it's a safe place. Nobody there is trying to report anything to paparazzi, but if for some reason you're uncomfortable with it, we do go live publicly. We have a public page called Crack the Crown, where we post as much information as we can, but you just don't get the personal interaction there, because it's more just for posting for informational purposes. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, she's testing you tomorrow during your chemo infusion. Oh my gosh. Wow. So Bonnie, we're also surprised. Bonnie said I can tag this. Bonnie said she's amazed California hasn't shut them down. I don't think until recently, when paparazzi ex-consultants like us started making a stink about it, that California had any reason to go and question whether or not the product had met the standards. And that's the thing. I mean, they're not located in California, even though they have tons of consultants and they're shipping a lot of product in there. So they've got to, I guess, have a reason to be prompted to ask them to produce their test results. But that's the only way we're going to do it, is to be squeaky wheels, right? We've got to be squeaky wheels and make sure that the state of California goes into test, because the state of California has a very thorough and a very exhaustive list of what the standards are for that. And that's a big deal. A lot of other states have just very vague language about the safety of costume jewelry and heavy metals. So California has a very specifically laid out standard for them to meet, and that's what we need to have brought to their attention, that, hey, by the way, California, you've got this ruling, they're not meeting it. They won't prove to us they have, and our professional tests have shown that this is not accurate, so they need to pull their test results, right? Enamel can contain toxic lead too. Tamara Rubin actually mentions in her article, this article is so user-friendly, you guys. Tamara Rubin's website is amazing to do anything with lead and heavy metals. She has not only referenced a link to a law firm that specifically lays out what the standards are for the heavy metal testing. She explains how an XRF gun works, what her program does, and that she, based on her years of experience testing products, thinks that if you did dissolution testing, it might actually be higher, not lower. Yeah. They come in several colors. Yeah, and they usually there's 10 to a pack. That's right. So it's more than just one color. And usually there's like 5 styles, 2 of each. Usually. I have so much kid story. Yes. 4 p.m. Pacific. Oh, it's 7 p.m. Eastern. Genius. I'm laughing. I'm like, you're right. I had that totally backwards. So it's probably going to be 7 p.m. Eastern. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad somebody knows how to do time. How to do time things. Oh. You've been feeling like you're slowly dying this past year and a half. You could not figure it out. Oh my gosh. Aaron. I'm grateful too. I'm grateful we did it too. Oh my gosh, you almost had to use your EpiPen. That is no joke. Are the items still available on the website? I'd be curious how fast. Okay, so that's the funny thing. And I don't know what date it was, but if there's an active consultant or recent consultant on here, I think they could tell you very, very recently, Paparazzi announced that they're not going to be selling Starlet Shimmer jewelry anymore. So it is no longer available on their website. And I think before they made this announcement, there's actually been an empty space there where Starlet Shimmer used to be for quite a long period of time. But somebody who has access to the website might be able to tell you Starlet Shimmer jewelry is only available to consultants in the back office unless you buy it directly from a consultant yourself. So even though consultants have replicated websites on Paparazzi where you can go in and just shop the website and have jewelry shipped directly to your house, you as a consumer, if you're not a consultant, don't have access to see Starlet Shimmer. It was supposed to be only available to consultants unless they sold it to you themselves. So I don't know how long. I've been out of Paparazzi since, I want to say, gosh, it's been almost 2 years. This is February. It's about, they can be on my birthday, so, or the day before my birthday, February 21st, somewhere 2019, or 2020, sorry. I've been gone for a while, so I don't know how long it's been since Paparazzi's had Starlet Shimmer on the website, but I don't think it's been that long. Yeah. I can't understand how Paparazzi are still being allowed to be Kim Starr, girl. Neither can we, because this is blatant. And they have been selling this children's jewelry line almost since the beginning of the time that they have been in existence. And this is their 11th year of operating. So they put thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of pieces out into the chain of commerce here in the United States. And it's all been, I'm sure, the same crap that they were testing now. I caught Tea Time Live. Hey, good job. Oh my gosh, thank you. That's so sweet. This explains why it's Stephanie. Yeah, this explains why Paparazzi discontinued their Starlet Shimmer line. Yeah. So in my opinion, Paparazzi does know but refuses to be. Yeah, well, I mean, who's surprised? People died at their convention and they didn't even mention their names or acknowledge that it happened. And I shouldn't say they died at their convention. They caught COVID at their convention and died other places. I'm sorry. I don't want to mislead people to think that everyone just, breathe their last breath while they were at the convention, but it was a COVID super spreader event and a lot of people went home sick and not everybody recovered. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, Steven said, if I'm not mistaken, it was at the beginning of the month and they haven't released any since right after the test results came out the first time. You guys, we're making waves. We are making waves. And Aaron said it was 2 weeks ago. That's when I got curious and then I was led to your mission. I'm so angry and saying, but that's Aaron, we all are, girl. Not a joke. You just bought $150,000 worth of jewelry. Oh, Nancy. Maybe you can get rid of it. Maybe you can send it back. If you didn't open it all, maybe you can send it back. It has been 2 weeks since they took Starlet Shimmer off. Okay, 2 weeks, you guys. Good job. I missed the results. Dang it. No, TM, you didn't miss anything. I can read it again, but the results are available at TamaraRubin.com. She's Lead Safe Mama. We've talked about Lead Safe Mama before. She just released some new test results tonight, February 16th. And it was, let me cruise back up here and tell you what it said. Lead levels for the flower earrings were 119,900 parts per million. Cadmium was 143,000 parts per million. So the safe harbor limits for both of those are less than 500 parts per million. And this was 119,900 parts per million. So y'all, I'm not very good at math, but I'm pretty sure that's like 2,000 times the limit. I don't know. Not that great at math. So yeah, it does blow me away too. Oh my gosh, Junius, yes, this blows you away. You're so thankful for Savannah Marie. Me too. And now you guys, I've never signed up but did buy their earrings. Well, get rid of them, friend. You're going to throwing yours at Mardi Gras. Girl, don't throw them at Mardi Gras unless they get run over by a car. Don't do that because you're going to, somebody else picks them up and wears them. It's no good. It's no good. Okay, even if the consultants died at the convention, the Kirby family denied and hide, I'm not surprised. Donald Duck, I'm agreeing with you. I'm disgusted too, Stephanie. Like, so disgusted. Oh, you're welcome, TM. No problem. I don't have anything else to talk about tonight, but that, like, I know it's not going to be a long tea time, but you guys, please go to TamaraRubin.com. Her website has very, very good information about the stuff that we're testing, why we're testing it. She is the reason why we even had, I guess, an inkling to go test it, because she had put the original test results up that she did over 2 years ago. Her first test results were over 2 years ago, showing that the stuff was not good. Without her, like, giving us some base of information, we probably would have thought we were crazy. So, yeah. They announced the trip to the DR. Oh, well, I'm sure, because that's their favorite place to go and hide all their cash, right? I don't know how they thought it was okay, Reginald. I have no idea. Oh my gosh, Let's Safe Mama, you're on here. Yes, I will call you at like 6:30. I want to say that's like an hour. Yes. You guys, Let's Safe Mama's on here. Your article. Everybody's flipping out, as you knew they would when we saw those numbers. So, anyway, super grateful that you came on here tonight. Oh my gosh, you were just picking up your kids at school. I know. I just didn't want anybody to go to bed because, see, it's 8:40 here on the East Coast, and I knew people were going to start putting their kids to bed, and I just didn't want them to not know until tomorrow and be like, what? I wanted everybody to have it tonight. We can do a live chat, and I have like 40 more items to share about tonight. Oh my gosh. Okay, so why don't I sign off here? I'll sign off for now, and we'll see if we can come back with a live chat from Tamara later on tonight, guys, and you can ask her your questions yourself. If she's got 40 more pieces to share about tonight, y'all. Wow. Okay. Thank you all. Yes, I'll do a follow-up at 6:30, which will be 9:30 my time. Absolutely. I will sign off for now. We will come back. It'll be here on YouTube Live if everybody's going to look at it. Yeah, 40 more paparazzi jewelry. Exactly. Tamara's got she's got a plethora of paparazzi that she's going to talk about, I guess. She's got all of her test results done. So you guys can ask her the questions about that if you want. But let's sign off for now, and I'll get ready, and we'll come back and talk to Tamara later. So thanks, everybody, for signing on tonight. We'll have more with Tamara later. And, yeah, it'll be here on the YouTube Live channel. So thanks, everybody, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Bye-bye.